Guys, we're back from Vegas. Had a great time at the LV Barber Expo. Appreciate Jay Majors and Jay Starr for putting that on. And of course the Tomb Squad for bringing me along. It's always a good time with them. We sold a lot of products, sold out of power mats. I did sell out of my color cards that I brought with me. If you guys don't know what that is, I'm gonna show you right now. Appreciate everybody supporting me, everybody that grabbed one. And if you're interested in one, there will be a link in the description and at the end of the video also. This haircut is a crop on top with a high taper on the sides. If you guys are enjoying this content, make sure you hit that subscribe button. If you got other barbers that like watching tutorials, make sure you tell them. Hit the thumbs up at the end of the video if you really like it. It really helps the channel grow. My goal is to get to 1,000 subscribers right now. That's the next milestone I'd like to get to. We just hit over 250, so I guess we should aim for 500 and then we're going to 1,000. So like, comment, subscribe, and stay tuned for the LV Expo video coming by the end of the week. So again, I appreciate you guys. See you next time. All right, guys, this is JT right here, one of my barbers at Clutch, JMT Cuts on Instagram. We're gonna do a crop on top with a high taper. We've been rocking tapers lately. Before, you know, he would get a low fade or a fade with a design, and with this dark texture hair, it just grows back real quick. And being a barber and not being able to get haircuts very often, we started getting just getting a taper to clean it up and keeping some hair on the sides. But as you can see, he was real grown out on the sides, so he just wanted a taper and wanted it cleaned up. But I told him, you know, we're gonna go ahead and do a tutorial, and I'm gonna cut it a little bit. He was due for a good cleanup. So what I'm doing here is taking a 4 and cleaning the sides up into the weight. Interesting thing with this haircut, I think Bozio's last video, he kind of touched on it, but you know, we're gonna leave it kind of choppy. It's not gonna be as clean of a blend as you would if he was gonna comb this all down nice and need the blend to be perfect into that weight. He's gonna wear it real messy and real loose, and so we're not gonna spend too much time blending in from that 4. We wanna leave it kind of heavy and choppy, but the 4 is gonna give me some area to work with as I blend into it instead of just cutting into all that hair. So right there, obviously we did our bald line with my slim lines. Now I'm going underneath that with my shaver. If you guys watched my last video, I always operate in the same steps. If I set myself up with a 2 guard, or in this case a 4 guard, whether it's a taper or a bald fade, I can go the same steps and I should be able to end up with the same blend, just placed in different places depending on the haircut. So what you've seen is we did an open section. Now I'm coming in with my slim line to take out the line that we punched in. Because we punched it in so hard, I need to take it out with the same thing I put it in with. Now we'll go to a closed clipper. If you guys watched the last one, you saw I like to use my cordless seniors for my open section. The Babyliss Gold FX, with the way that the notches are on the lever. Just for me personally, the notches tend to, I tend to leave more lines in this section. I don't have as much wiggle room with my lever. So you'll always see me do my open section with these and then switch to my Babyliss Gold FX. And if you notice, when I was doing the 4 guard and cutting into all that weight, the Babyliss is just really good at, if you just slowly bring it through the hair, it will cut and it will blend on its own. Where if I do the walls, it kind of just pushes hair out of the way and leaves me a heavier edge to have to blend later. So I prefer going in with the Babyliss when I'm dealing with more hair. But because of the lever, I like to use the walls. Right here, we've done a section with an open 1, and then I closed it right up, and I'm going after that line between the open section and the 1 section, and whatever's left right here, I got my half guard on, and I'm just gonna polish out that little hint of a line that's left between the 2 sections. Now next, I'm gonna go to a 2 guard. Remember, we did a 4 above that. I could go right in with a 1.5 and attack that line, but I feel like the 2 is safer. I can scoop that 2 into the 4 and kind of safely set myself up. And then when I come in with a 1.5, I'll be able to just buff that last part of that line out, as you can see here. There was a little bit of a hint of a line left, so I just worked my way back down. grab my 1 guard and go back into this and take out anything that 1.5 didn't take. All right, guys, now we're gonna do the back taper. And you can see my guy here. I wish I had him face the other way. You can see the terrible swirl he has on the back of his neck. But he's got some crazy hair on his neck. So you're gonna see me, you know, I'm a barber just like you guys. I'm gonna struggle with getting this blend clean. And I left most of the footage in here so you guys could see that I just kind of keep working it until it goes out. You can see me turn my clipper up right there to get that swirl because the hair is growing up. And it does it a little bit on this side too. And kind of a tip on that, if you guys hold the trimmer like you normally do, if you were edging somebody up and scrape that hair off his neck going down, you're putting your cutting blade real close to the skin. And if it's a sharp trimmer, that's when you really will irritate somebody's skin and you can cut them. So if you saw me, I gripped it different and put the steel blade against the skin and then scoop the hair down and cut it off. Just like the sides, we're doing an open section here. And then, of course, once we get that established, we'll go in with it closed and start working out this section right here. And again, guys, I punch the line in with the slim line. So my first step is always to go back with the slim line and just kind of start the bottom line process of taking that out. And I use my slim line first and then go close clipper. And then all we got left is in the middle. And we'll have that section blended out. All right, now we're gonna go in with an open 1 guard, same as before. We're gonna work that section up a little bit higher. And you guys can see on this cut, I'm packing this in pretty tight due to having so much, you know, weight and length on the sides and the back. I'm gonna keep this, it's not necessarily low, but I'm gonna kind of make a quick transition. And I don't wanna go up too high and then I have to deal with trying to cut into all that length and losing a lot of length that he likes. So we did the 1 guard open. Now you can see I'm gonna come in with it closed and start to attack this line. And this is where you guys are gonna see me start to struggle with this. If you can see in the middle of his neck right now, he's just got a super dark spot. And then on each corner where his hair kind of swirls, it's just gonna give me a hard time to blend this out. So you'll see, you know, we'll work our way up to a 2, and then we'll work our way all the way back down. I think I go all the way back down to a 1/2 guard or maybe an open clipper, and just work my way back down until I'm happy with how that blend comes out. Now we got the 1/2 guard working on that last little hint of a line, and we're gonna work on that. And like I said, I'm not gonna get it all the way out. I end up kind of going over this blend again, but you know, that's part of it, guys. Sometimes you get into hair in the process, you stick with the same process, but maybe the result doesn't come as easy. And that's one of the things, you know, from client to client, you just have such different hair textures and dark spots and light spots and calyx and swirls. So I'm gonna stick to my process. I'm gonna work my way up, and then as I come back down, we'll kind of refine and clean that up until we're happy with it. All right, now we're going in with the number 2. I believe it's closed, and remember we set ourselves up with a 4. So if I just take this 2 and kind of whip out into that 4, after all of this is done, we're going to go in with some shear over comb just to clean that up. But we're going to do a 2, and then we'll work our way down under that and take the rest of that line out with a 1.5 guard. Here you guys are going to see again, I'm going to take this 1.5, and ideally you go through it, you know, a couple times, and you'll have this blend smooth and finished. As you can see, it's going to leave me a lot of dark spots throughout this blend. Not quite as easy as the side of his head on the taper. So I'm going to work my way with this 1.5, and I think I'll probably even close it up and see if that gets the spots out. But when it doesn't, you know, we'll go in with the 1 here, and we're just going to touch that up and get any hints of dark spots left. And I think I even go lower than that, but that's the key. You know, work your way back down the system, go after a dark spot, and if you know, if what you have on there doesn't work, doesn't take the spot out, or it's open and you need to close it up a little bit, and just go back after that spot until you get it out. Anything dark above the 2 area, I like to come in, especially with this cut in particular. Like I said, we're gonna leave some weight and some length. I will come in shear over comb, as you can see, and blend a lot of that out with my shears, which is a little safer and saves me from working too high with my clipper work. These are 7-inch Hanzo shears. Really, the reason I got such a big shear is just to cover some ground. If you're shear over combing on the side of the head with a little 5.5-inch shear, you're gonna have to make a lot of passes. So I can cover, you know, 3 to 4 inches of blade here when I'm cutting with these, and just cover a lot of area. And they are big and clunky, and kind of, they throw some hair around those. So when I'm doing my shear over comb, I grab these, and that is a YS Park. Not sure the number on the comb, but a YS Park comb, and it just feeds through the hair really well. All right, guys, we're gonna do the same steps on this side as we did on the other, and the same as the back, and I'm just gonna speed it up and get through this. You guys can just check out what we're doing. My guy back there in the red in the top right of the screen, he's the guy that makes all my beats for me. Not only is he a hell of a barber, but he's been doing beats for about 15 years and very talented at that. And so when I started my channel, I knew that, you know, hey man, if this is what you do as well, I'm gonna need you to supply some beats. So if you guys want to check him out, it's Jamin Lee. Link at the end. The A is a V because he could not get the Instagram name from the guy that has Jamin Lee. I think he wanted like $800 for it or something. Right here, we're gonna do some shear over comb and clean up some of this weight. Again, like I said, guys, we're not gonna get this weight perfect. He's gonna wear this really messy. So we're gonna kind of leave it like it is right now. Now I'm going in and lining him up. We got some length on the side here, so make sure you brush that hair down past the lineup. That way, no matter what he does, he can't mess his hair up and have any hair come out past where our lineup is. So you're gonna see me go over this a couple times. Like I said, we got like some of this hair is like a 4 guard or longer, and I'm just gonna brush it around until I get it over the line and make sure that nothing's hanging over. Guys don't have these Babyliss Gold FX trimmers yet, let me tell you, man, I don't vouch for a whole lot of clippers. I'm one to understand that, you know, everybody has stuff they like, and I can argue all day with some of my guys that they like this clipper over this clipper, and I like this one, and you know, everybody can use what they want. But I will tell you that general consensus, and I'll tell you that for years I've been watching videos and saying, you know, I've never had a trimmer that hits like some of these videos. And let me tell you, this that Gold FX is it, man. If you guys haven't tried it, you need to get you one. I'm gonna wet the hair here, and we're gonna just trim the top. He didn't want a lot off, but again, like I said, I told him, hey, we're doing a tutorial, so I'm gonna do a little trim. Right here, I'm gonna section the weight on the sides. We're gonna pull the hair for the sides down to the side and put the rest of the top up. If I cut the sides different and we style it and that hair falls down when he styles it, then you know, I could take some length off that he's gonna use for that weight. And then everything that's gonna stay up when he styles it, I'm gonna go ahead and cut as the top. So right here, I'm sectioning out some hair to keep his fringe. He's a recession issue, so I like to keep that hair there for, we'll line that up across the front to maintain his fringe and give him kind of a line and style in the front. Now I'm doing a deep point cut. When we're gonna style this so messy, this is a way to take some length off. I'm taking any of the split ends, the thin ends here, and I'm just gonna make 3 or 4 big chunks each section, which is gonna create some texture when we go to style it, some variety in the top. I will talk for a second on, used to we would take like a skip tooth thin and shear, something with not as many teeth of a thin and shear, and chunk this. And what I realized is what I was creating was 2 different lengths on top, but the whole top was one length, and there was a whole layer that was another length. And so I didn't like how my hair styled. I noticed when I did some big, deep point cuts like that, I got a much better style out of it. His fringe here, I'm just gonna kind of take some off and give him a nice clean front edge. Again, he's gonna style this really messy. Right here, I'm looking for a little bit of fullness in his front. We're gonna leave him a little bit of an accent piece. And then we'll go to this other side and just make it match in the middle. I'm gonna cut the accent piece kind of up at an angle as well. That way when he puts some product, it likes to flow towards the middle and kind of to a point instead of being a bunch of hair that's all cut blunt at one length. And you kind of get a blunt, fat little piece in the front. So there's some sea salt spray. It's just gonna add some texture. And then you're gonna see me blow dry it. We're gonna blow dry it dry, and then I'm gonna blow dry it multiple directions. We're trying to get his hair to kind of lose its memory of where it wants to go so we can style it how we want. I am gonna style it with Tomb 45 indestructible clay. Myself and JT kind of stockpiled it since they don't sell it anymore at the moment. But man, this is my favorite stuff I ever used. Look forward to come back out, and you guys will love it, I promise. Here's the finished look, guys. I hope you enjoy it. Again, this is a high taper, crop top on top. My guy JMT Cuts on Instagram. Make sure you check him out. He's new, barber in my shop, but man, very talented. Stay tuned for more videos. I am in Vegas at the moment, and we'll have the Vegas Expo video vlog coming out soon. So see you guys next time.